Yep. It is time. Time to address some stuff. It's like sadness, but not sadness at the same time. I don't know. I don't know. But let's get into it. Welcome back, y'all. Another episode of StarRealm. Right here, live at you with your boy. Man, look, man. Look. Today's topic, I ain't gonna lie to you. Today's topic is gonna be about Disney and Mickey Mouse. Now, what is it about this mouse that made him so prominent, so extreme, so massive, to the point where it can affect all generations? This is a question I've been asking myself for so many years. So many years. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, yo. Mickey Mouse, bro. Most people don't even know. See, the way I see it is most people see it as mere entertainment. But to me, it's deeper than that. Mickey Mouse to me is deeper than just America, period. Because it reaches people all over the world, not just America. The idea of peace and freedom within all the realms. You feel me? All dominions, all provinces. That's crazy, bruh. You create one character, and your character was uniquely designed for the fact of this is your symbol of hope to get out the hole that you out of. And all of a sudden, it becomes a global phenomenon. That's crazy to me. Like, that's why I don't watch anime. That's why I don't get involved with all these, like, modern-day trends and stuff like that. Because there is so much things that happen in the past that we don't appreciate. It's not enough energy for me to want to, like, move forward with the future and, like, future content that's being created. Like, you know, I'll say this, man. Look, check this out. I'll say this. To each their own, you feel me? Like, you know, if you want to watch, like, the new stuff, and I don't mind you. This video is about specifically Mickey Mouse and my thoughts on Mickey Mouse. To each their own, right? You know, if you feel like you want to watch this, watch that, and this entertain you, cool. You feel me? Like, and that was the kind of the thing that messed me up as an artist, because I remember when I was in art school, you feel me? Like, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, okay, like I've been wanting to do this ever since I was a kid. You feel me? Like, there was a point in my time in my life where I told myself as a child, you know, like cartooning is what I want to do for the rest of my life. When I went to Disneyland in sophomore year of high school, which was about like 2007, 2008, around that time, you know, I told myself, I was like, okay, yeah, no, like officially, this is what I want to do, because I want to put myself in a position to where I never have to leave Disneyland ever again for the rest of my life. And lo and behold, like from that point on, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to pursue a career in this field, because like there was a spark here that I felt that was genuine to the soul. And what I felt in that moment is the same feeling that I want to share with the rest of the world. You know, and like that's kind of where I get angry when people say like it's just entertainment. Like people just doing it just to get money and stuff like that. But then at the same time, you have people who are so like true to their feelings, what they want to do in life. You know, it's never been about the money or anything like that. You know, and it sucks because it's like, when do you get a break from that idea and stuff like that? I feel like me personally, like where I'm at, I'm so far gone from what it was back in the day versus what it is now. Because now I feel like you just have a bunch of artists, you know, like they have the skill, they have the talent, they have the gift. And I respect that. But at the end of the day, it's like, what is your purpose in the skill, talent, and gift? Are you doing it just because you know you can get easy like access through utilizing yourself through this process? Or are you truly and genuine to the cause of something that's on like a C.S. Lewis or a J.R.R. Tolkien type level? And for those of you who are familiar with the works and the in-depth works of J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis, then you know what I'm talking about. But for those of you who are not like interested in the incognitive idea of what it is I was trying to bring to the table, then you probably looking kind of confused right now. You know, so and then like it, and what I'm saying is something that C.S. Lewis himself was saying in some of his books. Some of the books that he wrote, he was saying that to people who really don't understand in depth of where it is that he's coming from. You know, he was saying like, if you feel that you're this way or that way or whatever, like the message that I have in this book that I'm writing right now, this message is not for you. But for those of you who have the natural curiosity of what it is that I'm trying to explain and talk about, then yeah, this message is for you. Because at the end of the day, y'all need to know the truth. And I feel like as creators, because it is so easy to get caught up in the dark side of creativity, because you feel like there are a lot of things in the world that'll trigger you into believing that like many parts of humane society is not worthy of the gift you have to offer to the world. You know, like he's addressing the fact that like not all people is going to be on your side, but at the end of the day, you have a special gift to offer in that creative mindset to contribute to the greater cause that's bigger than yourself. And this is like the whole reason why I started StarRealm, because I feel like StarRealm, for me as a person who likes Mickey Mouse and love Disneyland and have like personal, you know, connection to that, in the sense that I didn't even know that was like in deep as it was before. Um, I feel like Star Realm is a bridge between um, the corporate world and the less major corporate people, the people who still trying to make it in there and try to get their foot in the door and stuff like that, because of the fact of scarcity between money. And one of the films I was watching today was Walt Before Mickey. And Walt Before Mickey, yo, that was a good movie. Walt Before Mickey was a film that described the life of Walt Disney through his struggles, trials, and tribulations as an artist. It was pretty much like on the same scale of Advance of Van Gogh, minus the fact that he tried to take his own life. Because when you feel like a failure and nobody understands you, you're at a point where you just want to give up. Boy. Walt Disney, the man behind the mouse. This dude did his all to ensure that the whole. Originally, I feel like it was more so for the people of the United States, but lo and behold, it went global. And that's when he saw that Mickey Mouse is not just for the United States, it's for the whole world. Because throughout time, from 1928 all the way to today, the whole world is going through a similar struggle. It's not the same, but it's a similar struggle. And that's where art comes into play. And that's kind of where my heart is broken, is because you have so many artists in this world that's trying to like just benefit off of profit. They're not even taking the time to understand the fact of how their artwork is impacting the world, which is why we have so many different content floating around in society, and to the point where it's like I just want to express what I feel. And okay, that's cool, and that's what art is for, but at the same time it's like understand that like your tongue is like a sword. You feel me? So like if you just like bad mouthing everything, you know, you chopping and killing all these different vibes that people is trying to attribute that's true and genuine to society, and then there's no positive feedback or beneficiary that's gonna like help benefit society itself. So that's one of the things that I've been struggling with as an artist, is like I have these feelings, right? I have feelings that are positive, I have feelings that are negative. And the only reason why is because I am a human being. I'm not perfect. I'm I'm not perfect whatsoever. You know, I have moments where I'm like, you know what? The world doesn't deserve what it is that I'm willing to like give it. And then like on the other half, it's like, but like what good am I if I hold back on my gift and not use it for the sake of the greater good? You know, and then like it's like it's like my mom told me once upon a time, you can't serve two masters. You know, you either serve the master of the light or you serve the master of the dark. Which one are you gonna pick and choose? So, you know, with Mickey Mouse, bruh, like Mickey Mouse will always be a light figure. And then everybody always try to like take their own variation of Mickey Mouse. Like they try to make parodies. They try to like corrupt him and be like, oh, Mickey Mouse is evil. But at the same time, you know, if you really feel that way, bruh, I challenge you. Everybody who think Mickey Mouse is corrupt and think Mickey Mouse is evil, I challenge you to play Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3 all in one day. And if you can't do it in one day, at least do it in 1 week. Because at the end of the day, man, what that character had been through, while his creator and all this other stuff and this backlash that he received because of the fact that he's owned by an evil corporate company, that's not his fault. You feel me? And I do feel a certain type of way about it. And it gets me mad. It gets me angry. You know, like I deal with enough stress and anxiety myself to where I feel like, like you guys are complicating things that don't need to be complicated. It's not that serious, bruh. The whole entire idea of why this thing exists in the first place is to bring happiness and joy. And ultimately, Mickey Mouse is the symbol of joy of the entire Disney Corporation. So when I think about Disney, I don't just think about Moana. I don't just think about Ray. I don't just think about what's that movie called? Zootopia. You feel me? Like I think about when I think about Disney, I think about the castle, Fantasyland, and Mickey Mouse. And if anything, King Mickey from Kingdom Hearts and Sorcerer Mickey. You feel me? And I feel like those five components play a key part in what Disney means to me because they always talk about magic and then all this other accessory stuff has nothing to do with the magic that exists within the realm of imagination. It don't. Trust me, I know. It don't. If you don't believe me, we can dig up the Grimm brothers. We can like Frankenstein them and utilize the experiments that Frankenstein been through and bring them back to life. And we can ask the Grimm brothers himself, why is it, Grimm brothers, that you decided to take upon yourself to resurrect all these different stories in your own terms to where they become official and that you feel that these fairy tales, these fable stories are key important to human society to make you want to rewrite them the way you did. If you want to, you can do the same thing with C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien. You feel me? Because they the ones who are the creators of Chronicles of Narnia and Lord of the Rings. You feel me? And they're the ones who brought magic to a whole nother level. Not only that, we can email and ask J.K. Rowling. You feel me? With Harry Potter. Why, J.K. Rowling, do you feel that Harry Potter is an important aspect to our society and that magic is the main drive that will help motivate and inspire those who feel like that they have a lack of faith in what is and what is possible within the realm of imagination? And let's ask her, because she used her imagination the whole entire way, and that's why she is where she is now. Now, I say all this because Mickey Mouse is a symbol character, iconic character. And I watched plenty of documentaries and biofilms and all this other stuff on the mouse himself and Walt Disney himself to understand the fact that like this mouse has something to contribute to society bigger beyond than the normal means that we live in our own modern day society. Like I saw like when I see like the World War II propaganda that Walt Disney did, even if I'm kind of glad that Donald Duck kind of like took the heat, like instead of utilizing Mickey Mouse the whole entire way. But at the same time, it was like when World War II broke out, like it kind of like derailed the magic that I would imagine exists within the land of Disneyland. You feel me? When I think about Disneyland, I think about fantasy realm that exists outside of this world, an actual world that we can actually can journey to, that takes us away from modern day society and puts us in a realm where we can be timeless. And that's kind of one of the things that C.S. Lewis was addressing in his book. There's a place that's magical that you can go to, and when you go to that place, it is timeless. You know, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It was like that. You feel me? Because after um, Lucy, what's the other boy name? Peter, Susan, Lucy, and Edmund. These characters, oh my gosh. If it wasn't for these characters, the story would be nothing. It all started with a little girl named Lucy. She discovered this whole entire realm. and then went back to her normal realm. Was trying to tell everybody else about this world that exists within a wardrobe. And none of her brothers and sisters believed her. And they tried to find it and try to give her a chance, but they couldn't find it. It took them a minute, but essentially they discovered it for themselves. But once they discovered it, what the time was within that realm was a time period that existed differently within the real realm. I honestly believe that this realm do exist. And to me, the realm that they experience within Narnia is what we as mankind can consider to be the dream realm. Because the only alternative realm that exists within our reality that is not, I guess you can say, there's reality and there's the dream world. When we go to sleep, we dream, but sometimes our dreams can be like real enough to us to the point where it have an effect on us in our real world. And honestly, that's where like hallucinations plays a part, all this other stuff. But basically there is a realm where there's a sense of fantasy that exists in reality. And the only way fantasy can exist within reality is through dreaming. That's why Walt Disney kept a notebook on his side to write down different ideas, because he was capturing different ideas from his dream world to interpret into the real world. The same thing with C.S. Lewis, the same thing with J.R.R. Tolkien. These are all guys who are in tune with their dreams to where they were trying to interpret their dreams into the real world. And the best way they can do that is by writing and designing it accordingly to what it was that was in their heart. And it's deep because I have all types of dreams. My dreams be talking to me so many times. And it's crazy. It's so crazy. Like, I had so many bizarre dreams. One dream I had, I'll share this with you because, the topic of Mickey Mouse, and so I feel like it's relevant to Disney. But for those of you who's watching this, like, I kid you not, because when I had this dream, I woke up crying because that's how deep it was to me. It was a dream I had while I was living in California, because I live in Georgia now. The other dream I had, and basically, from what I remember, it started with me running through the forest. It was like a German forest, like full of like evergreen trees, maybe some redwoods here and there, but we were running through a forest. And basically, I was leading the way because my original mission within that dream was to rescue my sister. But after rescuing my sister, I realized there's other kids that's captured in this dungeon. And what's the point of me just freeing my sister when there's all these other kids that need help too? So here I am freeing all these other kids as much as I can within the time I had to free the kids. And so I free all the kids, and we start running through the forest out of the dungeon. And we're running, and there are people chasing after us, with dogs and everything like that. The same thing like slave hunters will be like hunting slaves in the swamps. But it's like prison hunters hunting prisoners through the woods in a German-like setting. So we're running through the woods. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what's going to happen. So I don't know what's going to happen, right? And we're running through the woods. And then the dog hunters, like they're on our tails. And I'm like, man, like, oh, is this ever gonna end? Next thing you know, boom, there's a whole train station waiting for us at the bottom of this hill. The hill was steep. It was so steep. And I'm like, okay, all we got to do is run down this hill. And then if we jump on the train, maybe the train will take us to where we need to be. Kid you not. Let's try this again. I feel like I messed up. Oh, Lord. I was talking so much while this video was on pause. I was saying so many genuine things. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, my videos is so crazy, man. I try to do the right thing, and sometimes, like, when I'm trying to really express what it is that I feel in these videos and stuff, like, I feel like I'm so alone, and I don't know what I'm doing half the time, and I don't even know if, like, me doing this is, like, the right thing to do, and I try, like, I really do try, like, and it sucks because at the end of the day, the only thing I'm trying to share with this channel is this hope and dream of me sharing this like genuine like joy that I felt since I was a kid. And that was one of the things, that was one of my greatest fears as a kid, like growing up, you know, like losing sight of what it is that's important to you because you thinking like, even though I'm a kid, this is like genuine feeling that I feel within myself that's gonna grow over time and develop over time. Like it's hard, man. Like, and I try to keep that within myself as an artist because like that same feeling I had as a kid is what I'm trying to pour into my art. And it's hard because the world is changing and you know, like that there's like different obligations and agendas that people are trying to reach within the art realm and it sucks sometimes. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I feel like I really let y'all down and I didn't mean to, but it's hard, man. Like there's faith and then there's this obligation of an agenda that you might feel. Hold on. As a black man, not even black, bro. I've seen things, man, in my life. I'm only 30 years old, with no kids. I'm not even married yet. That's tiring because I've been trying for so long to hang on to this hope. That's why this topic is about Mickey Mouse and Disney and what that means to me. Because when you're alone, it gets exhausting. When you're alone, it makes you want to feel like you want to give up on hope. But then when you have backup, even from something as small as like a cartoon, even as an adult, and then like, how is it that as an adult you still cherish these things that you cherished since childhood? What is that? You know, because people tell you grow up all the time. But then what if you're like a Peter Pan? What if you never want to grow up? And I feel like God always has an answer for that. And that's why I like C.S. Lewis and the Chronicles of Narnia. Yeah. So tender, guys. I guess I am tender. I am tender. I'm the same kid who believed in Santa Claus. I'm the same kid who believed in Tooth Fairy. I am that person. That's why I chose to become an artist, because I'm like, all these thoughts, emotions, and feelings that I ever felt. I was an Andy kid. I played with my toys for 4 hours a day. If there was no video games to play, if there's no TV to watch, I'll play with my toys 4 hours a day. And then I'll be in my own world. And my own world is more exciting than watching TV and playing video games, because those are all programs. When you play with your toys, that is not a program. So sit back, relax, like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy, King Nova, right here on StarRealm. And despite what people think about the human imagination, we always gonna keep it lit and on lock right here, only on StarRealm, boy. I don't know, man. It's just gonna grow. And if you want to see more, like, comment, and subscribe so I can know your thoughts. This is not just my channel. This is y'all channel. I'm just trying to open and build a community with y'all who think the same way that I feel. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, we all have a gift. And this channel is open to those who is willing to share the gift with this channel. So you let me know, because I'm trying to inspire y'all too. I'm trying to build. And also share my work, share my thoughts, share my everything. Because everything that I feel and I think ought to be shared. So thank y'all. Love y'all. And I'm going to bless y'all with this beat. Give me 1 second. Y'all ready?